Morning everybody, welcome to Thursday's live crafting with me, Cooey Denise. Okay, so just wait for a few people to join and then we'll make a little start. If you're watching me on YouTube as a replay, hello, warm welcome to you. My name is Stacey. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from here in the UK. Lovely to have you with us today. Feel free to subscribe using the buttons below and you'll receive notifications of future tutorials. So I can see a few people are now on, so good morning to you all. It's been a lovely morning here. We've had more snow overnight, so it is super snowy. The girls have been out already for a snow walk. They've gone over to the creek, which was really lovely. I stayed in bed. I didn't want to go, and now they want to go sledging this afternoon, so Darren is trying his hardest to move some meetings so they can go sledging. I haven't designed a card for you this morning, but I'm going to start with a sketch for you, another way of starting your card designs, and one of my personal favourites. So I will turn my camera around so you can see my desk and we will make a start. And I've got a lovely hot cup of tea on this cold Thursday morning, so bear with me everybody. Okay, so let's just move some things around so you can see my desk. Yeah, that looks good. Right, so let's get started. So this is my sketch that I'm going to start with this morning, and it's for the Global Design Project. This is a challenge that I like to follow. I don't always enter it, but there's so much inspiration on this challenge, and some incredible designers, so big firm favourite of mine. Now this challenge, this sketch, it talks about a landscape card and it's got sort of stripes across the middle that look like an ombre style, and then we've got a circle in the middle with a greeting. So I am going to do my little take on this. I'm going to fold that up so that we can just pop that in the screen. And what I love about sketch challenges is everyone comes up with something really unique, and it is I just find it really interesting that you can give the same sketch to someone and they will create one thing and someone else will see something entirely different. So this is going to be my little take on this sketch. I'm going to start with Sahara Sand. Sahara Sand is one of my most favourite colours. Let's turn it this way. To work with. Super neutral, and I just think it's really nice. I'm just going to have a little read of the comments. Hi to everyone, a few little comments there. Just made a cuppa to watch you and drink. Oh lovely, thanks for that, Baz. Enjoy your cup of tea, or yeah, there's a cuppa. And Marion's doing the same. What a lovely way to spend a Thursday morning. Now this is my landscape style card. So there's two different ways you can create a landscape style card. Can't say that this morning. You can have it so it opens that way, or you could have it so that, let me see if I've got, I haven't. You could have it so that it folds like that. Okay, I quite like this design. I think it's quite unique. Okay, and then I've got here some shimmery white cardstock. So this is in our basic tools part of the annual catalogue, and it's ever so slightly different to the other card that we have. It's got a little shimmer on it, but it's really good for watercolouring, which is where I'm going to go with this card. And I'm going to take this down to 9.5 centimetres, and I'm going to turn and have it so that it is 13.9. So that's exactly 1 centimetre smaller than our card front. I'm just going to move my trimmer out the way. So we've got a nice simple border and a nice layer of card to then start working with. So So I have chosen these two colours. I think these colours work really, really nice together. So I've got Bumblebee and I've got So Saffron. And this is how I'm going to create my ombre design. Let's move my card base out of the way. And I'm going to start with the dark. And I'm going to give it a good squidge. Nicole, you're right. You find that style of landscape card stands up better. It really, really does, doesn't it? Which is a great help. So I have one of our water painters here. I've used red ink in this and it's dyed some of the inside, but it still works fine. And I find the best way to use these brushes is just with a little pot of water. You can by all means squeeze them. They're great for that. But I find I just get a little bit more control using a pot of water. But I love the thickness of this brush, and for the stripes that we're going to go for, I think it's a perfect shape. So to start with, we're going to take some of that water and pop it in our lid and just swirl that colour around. Then quite literally, I'm going to take my brush, I'm just going to line it up on my grid paper. I'm going to take my brush from one side of the card to the other. And it doesn't matter if they're wobbly, because this is all part of the look. And I'm just going to build up that colour. Like so. So this works really, really well for those stripes. Okay. And then to get the lighter effect, just going to move up the card. Okay. If you run out of ink on your lid, just give it another good squidge and you get a bit more ink there. Now the more water you put in, the lighter the colour will be. Okay. I'm just going to work that card, that ink up the paper. Okay. Now I would usually leave that to dry, but because we are live, I'm going to heat it with my heat tool and that will dry really, really nicely. Good chance to have a mouthful of tea. So that's nearly set, which is fine. Now if you want to create any more definition between the two colours, all I would do is I would go over that again, perhaps with the thin edge of the brush, to just blur those lines together. Okay. I'm quite into the ombre style at the moment. I can't get my lids to go squidgy. So Sharon, they are really tough. You need to give them a really good press. If you do it towards the top of the ink pad, you have got a little bit of give there, because to open your ink pads, if you put pressure at the top, it will pop open. So you're more likely to get a good squidge by squidging it at the top. There we have it. Okay, than to do it down the bottom or along the sides. Okay, so just have a little play with them. You won't break them. They're quite sturdy. They're made of strong stuff. We're just going to pop that to one side now, and the idea is that that will just go on our card like so. And now I think those two colours work really, really nicely together. So pop my paintbrush away, and then my stamp set design stamp for today is this one, and I'm going to use, so on the sketch you've got a circle, I'm going to use one of these. These are the Gold Hoop Embellishments. They're in the main catalogue. And they're really lovely quality. You get 10 in a packet. You do. So that is going to be my circle on there like so. And then I'm going to choose my character. I'm going to choose, which one should we go for? Let's go for the curly haired one. stamp set is in the mini catalogue. It's a new stamp set. And it's a little bit like Marmite. Some people are really, really loving it, and others not so much. I, however, am really enjoying it. So at first I wasn't sure. I saw a few demos with it and thought, I don't think that's for me. But now I have it, and I've had a good play with it, and I've had a chance to make it my own. I really do quite like it. Okay, so I have her like so. And then, just going to see what DSP I've got here. No, I won't use that. So, we're going to colour her in. So for her, shall we go with yellow for her dress, or shall we change the colours up? So I want some ivory. I want some browns for her hair. So her hair is going to be brown. Going to try Stacey's idea, we'll let you know how it goes. Lovely. Good luck with that. I think I might go with a bit of, don't know, let's colour her body and hair first. So for her body, I'm going to go with ivory. And I'm going to use the fine edge, fine tip for this. I'm going to go round her features. Just colour her in then. So these stamps are quite, these images are quite detailed. I didn't realise how detailed they would be until I got them out of the box. But actually, I do enjoy a little bit of therapeutic colouring, especially on a Thursday morning. And then to build up a little bit of shadow, I'm going to go round the edge of her face, kind of the edge of her hair. That's it. And just think about where the shadow might be. And then for her hair, I think I'm going to go with some cinnamon cider. So cinnamon cider is a nice brown shade. So that's the dark, that's the light. There's not a great deal in it, but I'm going to start with the light. And again, I'm going to start by just going around the edge of her hair. Around her headband. I hope you're all sticking with me. Definitely a chance for you to all drink your cups of tea this morning. And then to get a little bit more definition, I'm just going to colour in with a different colour. So this is a light soft suede. Now I'm going to go in with dark. And what I love about these blends is just building up that colour. So you can start to see her hair coming to life now. And then going back over with the light show. You don't always have to use the same colours to build up your picture. You can use 2 different colours, and as long as you keep just going over them, it will all blend in nicely together. So someone has said purple for her outfit. I'm not feeling that. I'm always scared of purple. Denise, I'm going to go with yellow. I'm going to stick with it. So I've got, let's use some Mango Melody. So she's going to have a lovely summery dress. So this is dark and this is light. So we'll start with the light on her headband. And then we'll colour in her outfit. Lovely summery dress. Because once the snow's gone, hopefully it won't be long until spring is here. Need to get a new one of those. And then the flower in her hair can be yellow. And then her belt, let's go with a little black belt, shall we? So first of all, I'm going to colour the buckle. So the buckle will be gold, shall we say? Oh, Leslie, that's amazing news. Leslie's parcel has just turned up. That's excellent news. Thank goodness. It's nice to hear that people's parcels are all arriving. So a couple of questions here. Diane, can you just tell me what colours for the skin and hair? So for the skin, I've used the Ivory blend. And for the hair, I've used Cinnamon Cider and Soft Suede. So now I'm just going to go in with her belt. And she can have some black shoes. So there we have our lovely finished lady. I'll just show you what she looks like up close. So let me know what you think of that. Oh, we've forgotten her lips and we've forgotten her eyes. So let's go with her lips. See what I've got in my basket. Let's go with a bit of Rococo Rose for her lips. And then her eyes, she can have some green eyes. All I do for her eyes is just put a little teeny tiny little dot there. And now we can cut around her. Nice bright card this morning. Just follow the edge of her outline around. I leave a little white border just because I think it makes it look a little bit neater. And obviously we wouldn't want to cut any of those lovely curls off, would we? I always find it easier to keep my scissors still and move the card or move the piece that I'm cutting. Just gives you a little bit more control. So we've cut her out now. So let's bring our card. So you can now see that our piece of watercolouring has dried really nicely, and you have got some actual defined lines there. So let's pop that on to our card. So, and then we can pop on our little ring. And the best way to put this on is with a glue dot. I'm going to put 2 on, so 1 and 2. So once they're on, just fold them back on each other so they sit on that gold line. And then think about where your image is going to be. And then she's going to go like there, okay? And again, to stick her on, you can either be really clever with where you put your dimensionals, or you could pop glue dots on the edge of this gold hoop and then attach her to that. I think I'm going to use dimensionals. So I want to put a dimensional here and here, so either side of her head, and then I'm going to put one down on the bottom of her skirt, either side. Sharon, you've asked a question about the paper. Yes, this is really, really smooth. It's really similar to basic white, so it's got a lovely smooth finish. It's not lumpy like the Fluid 100 watercolour paper. That's got a lot of texture to it, whereas this is got a lovely finish. Okay. So then all that's left to do is to add our greeting. And I'm going to put, let's have a look, hey girlfriend. I'm going to heat emboss this as well. I do think it needs something else, but we'll think about that in a second. No, this, Louise, is the shimmer white paper. It's in the basic, I think it's in the paper and packaging section. I can't remember which one, but it's in the main catalogue. Okay, so we'll just give it a little wipe with our embossing buddy. Wish this set had been a celebration. I do know what you mean. I think it would have been really popular if it was a celebration item, but because it's in that, in the mix with all the other lovely products, it's got a little bit forgotten about. There's definitely other things that are taking people's fancy, but I really liked it. So I've done a really bad example of stamping here. If ever you get any extra bits, actually I'm going to stamp that again. If ever you get any extra bits, just wipe them off, but actually I've pushed really hard, so the definition on that sentiment is really quite poor. So let's start again, Stacey. A little bit of embossing buddy, and then not so much pressure. That looks better. Okay. Yes, you can watercolour on the shimmery white. It's not massively porous, but it's better than the basic white. So that's better. Just give that a little heat to set. So let's just cut this out now. I think I know what I'm going to do with all that white space, and I'm not going to spritz. So I'll just trim this round. And I do find this way of adding your sentiments, the black and white heat embossing, just makes everything on your card kind of pop, especially if you used bright colours. Just really works. Okay. Lovely. So let me just grab some dies. Not them ones. Let's have these ones. So these are the Always dies. Now in this little set you've got this really sweet little bunch of flowers. So let's cut those out. Have a little clear away. Let's bring in my little mini machine. This machine is also in the mini catalogue, and until the end of February, when you purchase it, you can choose a free item from the Celebration catalogue. So it's a great time to purchase it. I've been really impressed with it so far, and it's really handy, especially for little dies like this. You don't always want to be moving around the big die machine, and this is just great. It looks lovely on your desk as well. Okay, so we've got a couple of little flowers now, and it's great, it gets all of those out in one go. So these I'm going to add with some glue dots, and I'm going to put these just randomly on my card. Sharon's put, it's a great little machine. I'm glad you're liking it, Sharon. It is lovely, isn't it? I think I'm going to put that just there on the edge of her dress. I'll put a little mini dimensional there. You can hear my chair squeaking today. And to finish, we'll just add a couple of little dots, little gems. And I'm going to use these ones. These are the in colour enamel dots. So you get them in all the in colours, and one of the in colours is Bumblebee, which is what I've used here for our watercolouring. I'm just going to take them off. And it just brings those flowers alive, I think. So that is our outside of our card. Let's just do the inside. So I'm just going to grab a piece of white. And cut a piece for the inside. I don't think I would use the shimmer white inside my card, just because it's quite a specialist paper. I want 13.9 by 9.5. Just have a little read of the comments. What is the die set called again? These are the Always dies, Claire, and they go with the Forever and Always stamp set. So you've got the letters Always and Love, and then the outlines as well. I used them last night, and they're also the ones that I've used on your mini class that's on its way to you as we speak, Claire. I really like Bumblebee Yellow. You can do so much with it. You really can, Sarah. It's a lovely, lovely colour. It's not too far away from Crushed Curry, but I think it's just that little bit brighter than Crushed Curry is. And then so I've got Hey Girlfriend, and I'm going to put You Can Count on Me, because that's something I think all our friends need to hear every now and again, isn't it? Oh, what am I doing? I'm using Versamark. I don't want to use Versamark. I want to use Memento. I noticed they've started using rubber again. So Denise, they actually use both in the catalogue. Some sets are photopolymer and some sets are the red cling. I'm going to put one more flower in there. So there really is a mix and match in the catalogue. I don't know if I have a preference. The different materials are great for different things. It just depends what you're doing with them, really. Oops. There we have it. Our finished card design for you today. So this is our sketch that we've started with. It's for the Global Design Project this week. So we've got some ombre lines across the back, which we've watercoloured. Our circle is one of the gold hoops. And then we've not just added a sentiment, we've added a little bit of a feature with our lady as well. They've just fallen on the floor, and then we've added a couple of little flowers and gems to break up that background. So let me know what you think. It's always nice to have a little bit of feedback. I'll pop this on the challenge later on today. If anyone's got any questions about the products or techniques I've used, do let me know. Everything I've used is available to purchase from my online store. Link is at the top of this page. Don't forget to enter the host code and you will receive a free pack of matte black dots in the post from me next month. And if you do spend more than £45, you can choose an item from the Celebration catalogue until the end of February. So that's it from me today. Thank you so much to everyone who's joined me. I'm off now to do lots of filming for my monthly product class. And then I'm working tonight, so busy day for me. Thursday is always my busiest day, but then I'm rewarded because Friday is the weekend. Hooray! So have a great few days, everyone. I'll be live on Sunday at a different time. I'm usually live at 8:30, but I'm going to have an evening with my husband. So as it's Valentine's Day, we don't celebrate it exactly, but it would be nice to spend some time together. So I will be live at 3 o'clock on Sunday instead of 8:30, but I'll pop that on a separate message. So I hope you can join me then. Have a great few days, guys. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye.